Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is, Raiders versus the world. All right, I'm going to stop right there because I'm not happy, and I know Raider Nation isn't happy. It took me a little bit to put this out there. I know this is a day old, but I'm talking about it right now. Geno Smith needs to be dealt with, all right? We're not the Seahawks. We're not the Jets. We're not the Giants. We're not some other club. We're the Raiders. We're the one and true nation. Raider Nation is going to ride or die with the Raiders no matter what, unless you give us a reason not to. I've already been talking about Geno Smith and just how just disingenuous he is in his press conferences. I'm the one that pointed out when he said, if your kids are bad at school, blame it on me. If you get a flat tire going to work, blame it on me. That's him saying it doesn't really matter. I know things aren't my fault, but just blame it on me anyway. Yeah, we're bad. It's not my fault, but you can blame it on me. Yeah, our offensive line is bad, but just blame it on me. The offense looks bad. We're not scoring. Just blame it on me. That's not him taking accountability. That's him using that as an answer so he doesn't have to really answer the question. So when he's asked, like, what's going on? Why are you finding it so hard to put up points? Well, you know what? We just need to be better. Like I said, just put it on me. He's not saying anything, okay? And when this happens after a game, this needs to be dealt with directly. Check this out. Thanks to Raider Jesse for this on Instagram. That is Geno Smith flipping off Raider fans after he put up 10 or fewer points for, I believe, the 6th time in 11 games. So more than half the time, he doesn't even score more than 10 points. And he's the one flipping us off. This is something that he doesn't understand, okay? There's no accountability with Geno Smith, no responsibility with him. He can be a leader with the guys in the locker room, but it takes more than that to be a leader of a franchise. And that's who your quarterback should be. Doing this nonsense here and also spewing the nonsense he does in the press conferences, it has to be dealt with. This is, I believe, look, Geno Smith is lucky that Al Davis isn't still alive because he would be, it didn't matter how much it would cost him. He would either be benched, inactive, at the very least suspended. Something needs to happen to Geno Smith. And this needs to go directly through Pete Carroll. Because if Pete Carroll, I'm talking directly to you, Pete Carroll, and if by any stroke of any cosmic karma, this finds you, Pete Carroll. I know it's not going to, but it might. Someone might share it to him. Who knows? I don't think so, but you never know. Pete, if you want to keep your job, if you want to keep any type of credibility with anybody in the front office or Raider Nation, you deal with this directly. Don't wait for somebody up above to tell you how to deal with it. You deal with this yourself. Whether it's sit them down for the first series or the first quarter or whoever, do something about this, okay? This is something that really pisses me off because when you're going to see in the press conference coming up, this is something that I believe may be swept under the rug, but there is a glimmer of hope that it won't be. Check this out. This is a statement, and thanks for Return to Greatness, the group on Facebook. This is the statement that the Raiders made following this incident. The Raiders are aware of an obscene gesture made by Geno Smith towards fans following Sunday's game at Allegiant Stadium. The team said in a statement. This is through Adam Hill in the Las Vegas Review Journal. Easy for me to say. Thanks a lot. Adam Hill's the man. We are disappointed in his actions and have discussed the incident with Geno. We hold the Raider Nation. Who wrote this? I'm gonna correct it. We hold Raider Nation in the highest regard and take this matter seriously. Okay. If you have discussed this incident with Geno, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to get suspended? He's going to get fined? He's going to get benched? What? Because just telling him, don't do this, he doesn't care. Okay? He's telling you 100% he doesn't care because guess what? He's the guy that you pay the big bucks to, right? And now he's going here flaunting it. I can understand when you gave a bunch of good years to a team that you don't play for anymore and they're telling you that you sucked and you won 10 games a season for them when as a starter. Okay, whatever. Flip them off. You don't play for them anymore. But you're up there stinking the joint up. Okay, and I understand he got sacked 10 times. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the number 3. The 3 touchdowns that he overthrew by a combined 30 yards, okay, to Trey Tucker. So those are on him. He wasn't hit on those plays. Those were pockets that he would easily thrown the ball. And he overthrew 3 touchdown passes. And he actually one was really late. But he's going to go ahead after putting up only 10 points again. He's going to lash out at Raider Nation for calling him out for sucking. Come on, man. Come on. Raider Nation, sound off, baby. Sound off. What's up? What do you guys think about this nonsense? What's going to happen? What do you look? First off, they're not going to cut him for this, okay? They're not going to cut him. They may put it, like the most severe thing they can do, I think, is they'll fine him, and then this is the most severe. I'm not saying they're going to do this. I'm not saying they're not going to do this. But the most severe, I believe, is they'll fine him and they'll make him inactive. That's the most severe. I don't think that's going to happen. But that's the most, they're not going to cut him. They may put him at second string for a week. They may have him either miss the opening drive or miss the opening quarter or something as a punishment for this. But ultimately, something has to be done to Geno Smith where he feels the pain. Because this is 100% unacceptable, inexcusable, and it can't just be explained away by blame it all on me. Pete Carroll, the ball is in your court. If you wanted to show some freaking nuts, some sack, right? You already sold us a bill of goods, right? You sold us some snake oil right now. Oh, I can win with this team. I can win. Let's win now. Let's try to win now. No, you're not winning now. Okay? And your handpicked quarterback freaking sucks nuts. What are you going to do to make this right? What are you going to do to show Raider Nation that you're on Raider Nation side? That's what you got to do. Because you got to tell Geno Smith, Geno, you know you screwed up. You can't do this. As bad as this team is playing, as poorly as this team is executing, as bad as the record is, you're going to go out there and you're going to do this to the fans that are still coming out to try to watch you win games? And then when you don't win games, you lash out at them? Come on, Pete. Come on, Pete. What are you going to do, Pete? Ball's in your court. What are you going to do? Let's hear what nonsense he had to say at his press conference. Pete Carroll.
Okay. As was reported, we made a move last night on the coordinator spot with Chip, and we talked it through, and this was a decision that we made for the organization that we had to do. At this time, Greg Olson is working to put together this game plan, and we're getting going. He's going to be the play caller, and we haven't finalized the workings of anything past that at this point, but our guys are game planning and getting after it right now.
Pete, so Olson is the play caller for this game in particular. It's not decided how it will look for the rest of the season?
No, what I said, no, Greg's going to take over the play calling. And, he's got years of experience. He's been a coordinator for 13 years in the league, and we've been together before. He knows me inside and out, and I think it's a really fortunate opportunity that we have a guy that has that much background to step into this role.
Pete, when you make a move like this, obviously it's not developing the way you want to see it. It's not playing the way you want to see it. But what would you say the fundamental differences have been for why it got to this point and why you felt the need to fire somebody at this point?
Yeah, I hate that we had to do this at this time. This is just uncharted waters, basically. But we worked for a long time trying to come together and communicate and trying to get so it fits the style of play that we want to play with, and we didn't quite get it done, and I could feel it coming and I was working at it, and Chip was working at it, and he's been a phenomenal coach, and his past is extraordinary of all of the things he's accomplished. But at this time, I just felt like we needed to take the next step, and we were kind of staying the same, and so it wasn't good enough for our fans and for our guys, and so that's why we made the move.
Pete, with the change in the offensive direction, do you anticipate the usage of the offensive line to change?
Well, we got the guys we got, and so we're going to continue to have our guys battle to show what they can do and how their play time and what they earn, during the week. But more so, it's trying to get everybody connected with really the approach and the philosophy that really I've stood for a long time, and so we gave our guys a lot of leeway because of the respect that we have for the coaches, but it just hasn't quite gotten right, and I think we can do better.
How difficult was it to get a true evaluation of the offense with the struggles of the offensive line?
Well, it's hard, and then we just played a great defense, and they show their second-ranked defense in the league or whatever they are. Fantastic group up front, and they couldn't have made it harder than they did. We had plans, and we executed the plans to try to stop the big dog on one side, and the other guys got hot, and so it became a kind of steamroller, so we got the guys we got, so we got to make them the best we can possibly make them. We got to take advantage of their strengths and maximize our attempt to get rid of the weaknesses, so I think I said that wrong. I think really minimize the weaknesses, and so that's what we're after. And the communications for us on our staff and with Ole and myself and the other coaches will be really clear because we do have background, and so we should move ahead quickly.
Whether it's personality-wise or scheme-wise, what do you think are some things that Greg Olson adds to the team that Chip might have had some problems implementing to the offense?
Long-time NFL coach, long-time play caller, 13 years, plus connecting him with the philosophy that from where we work together, he's deep into what I'm looking for, and he understands it, I just help you a little bit. I don't want to try to help the Chargers any, but we need to run the ball better, and we need to have the running game available to us. I think I probably mentioned that last week when you need it. Short yardage, red zone, goal line, fourth quarter, all of those times that have historically been when you need to call on it, and then you have to orchestrate your game so that it fits that, and that's why the play passes are so important, and the actions are so important, and keeping the quarterback clean and minimizing the distances on third down. All of those things are all fit together. So I've been doing it this way for a lot of years, and it's a winning formula for if you play good defense and you kick the ball well. And so we're trying to get that, and we just have not captured it. And so this is what this move is about.
Is there a little bit of a differing opinion on that between you and Chip on?
Not so much so, but we gave him I gave Chip a lot of leeway because he's got an extraordinary background in history, and he had such a phenomenal season coming out of Ohio State last year that we wanted to, give him his due and all that. But as we continued to grow and come together, we just couldn't get there. So I wish him the very best, and I like him, and we got along great and all that, but we had to make a tough call.
Did you anticipate any other changes to your coaching staff moving forward?
No, I don't. I think this should be enough by now. Yeah.
With respect that you don't want to give anything to the Chargers, and I understand that, but is there some things that Geno's done in his past, Pete, that he's had success with you'd like to see this team utilize more?
Yes.
You never fired a coordinator in your 14 years in season in Seattle. You've had to fire 2 in the last 3 weeks. What benefit are you looking to get out of doing that now in season rather than waiting until the end of the season?
Yeah, I just thought it was too painful where we were, and the play has not been good enough. And I'm really surprised as well, that this has happened. But I think it's, our players deserve it and our fans deserve that we give them our best shot. And that's what competing's all about, and so it falls in line philosophically. It's just a very difficult time to have to do this. And unfortunately, this would not have happened, but we're 2-9, so unfortunately that's where we are.
The offensive line has given up 18 sacks in the last 3 weeks. It hasn't played well throughout the year. Do you feel like this change at offensive coordinator maybe changes a little bit of what Brennan's doing with the offensive line and maybe kind of opens him up to some different things, a way of doing things?
The effort moving forward is to minimize the exposure, and that calls on the rest of your game. If you take a look at how we've protected on our play passes, it's a big difference between how we protect in the drop back game, and so hopefully we can clean that up and make that mix better and be more efficient.
Any update on Colton and JPJ?
JPJ's, he's just getting started and he's hobbling around in the cast. Colton is working and he's on the field getting going, and so it's really not as day to day, it's more week to week, but he's working his way back, and so we have hopes that he'll have a chance to get back.
With these changes, do you foresee any of the young guys getting any more playing time? And if so, what do you believe they really
If they can earn their way, if they can earn their way in practice and as we prepare, they're certainly going to get the look to show that they're worthy of getting out there.
Coach, how united do you feel like the team is at this point, despite the obstacles that you guys have faced this year?
Well, fortunately, we have a number of guys in our team that are the leaders that are obvious, and if you could have heard Max in the locker room yesterday, you would think that these guys are tight and connected and on the same page. And so I'm proud to be able to say that he's a captain on this club, and he and Geno have to speak for us and when they get their chances. But they're not the only ones, and so we're going to fight for every bit that we can for this week and to get a great week together in practice and bring it to the field in LA and play a really good football game. Try to get the win we've been looking for. It's just been hard coming.
You talk about young guys getting an opportunity to earn their way onto the field. It looked like Caleb Rogers was about to go in last night and then he didn't. Is he getting a little bit closer? Do you feel like he's getting closer? Or?
Yeah. Every day that they gain, the experience and the efforts and what it takes and all that, they're learning, and with really high hopes, But we're just putting the best guys out there that are ready to play.
Pete, right here.
Yes.
Aston Genty, like how's his ankle? How's Aston Genty's ankle?
Yeah, it was not a severe injury. He tweaked it and all that. I thought matter of fact, he bring his name up. I thought he was so tough last night. I thought he played physically as hard and tough as he has at any point. And I thought there's a number of plays. There's 7, 8, 9 plays in the game when he demonstrated that. And I thought he played really well. And he bounced back and went back in the game too. So he's got a great attitude about it.
And you don't think that the tweak in the ankle, you don't think that will limit him in practice this week?
I haven't heard that it would yet. It sounds like there's a chance that he'd be okay. That's all I know. That's not real deeply studied and all that, but that's all I know right now.
Teams always say they block the outside noise. It's impossible to block out the boos that we heard yesterday at Allegiant. How impactful is that inside this building from what they're hearing from Raider Nation?
Well, it's not what you want, and I don't know if I've been booed any louder than I was in New England, but that's not the way you want it to be, I mean, we got guys that are out there trying their ass off to play great football for this club and for their fans and all that, and to be received like that, it's unfortunate, but we got to play better.
Coach, you mentioned just when I asked my first question to you, if you could hear what Max said to the team in the locker room. I know you can't share exactly what he said, but is there a theme or anything you could share with us?
Yeah, the theme is that we're showing up today and we're all going back to work and get ready to win a football game, basically. And nobody exemplifies that ability to stick to it and come back and the grit that it takes to have that kind of mentality better than Max. And he backs it up, and when he speaks, they listen. And so we're very fortunate to have a great player, but more so really a great leader and a person standing up for us.
It seemed like there was a couple of snap issues on special teams. Is that something that you had noticed during the game?
Yeah, but we were off a little bit on one of the punt snaps, and so but we're doing some intricate things there, moving the kickers at times, and so it's intricate stuff, but it didn't throw us off. That wasn't a problem for us.
You guys only blitzed Shador 7 times and had 1 sack. Do you guys wish you were a little bit more aggressive from a pass rush standpoint?
No, I thought we kept their passing game pretty well in hand. I thought the defense played excellent football. We had the one scramble pass that got out that kind of changed the game. It was the play of the game for them. But other than that, I felt like we played them well on 3rd down, and we pretty much kept them in front of us. The big screen play was a bust, on our end. But no, I thought we kept him in control pretty well. But he got to win a ball game, so we give him credit.
Thanks, Coach.
You see, this is what really irks me about Pete Carroll's press conferences. In the same breath, he says, we played excellent football defensively. Then he talks about like a 50-yard long pass that was given up. Then he talks about a breakdown on defense on a screen pass that went for like a 60-something yard touchdown. That's not playing excellent defense. This is why I can't take what he says serious. I don't know if he's just trying to screw with us or if he really does believe the team played really well defensively. Really good defensive teams, really good defensive efforts, really good defensive games don't do things like that. There was a kind of a roundabout question about Brendan Carroll. Like, do you suspect that you'll have any more coaching changes? And then a direct question about Brendan Carroll and working with Ole and seeing if that blocking scheme would be a little bit more beneficial. And now, one reason why the regime, other than Chip Kelly, wanted to run the ball more was because of this. Listen to Richie Incognito, and big ups to the Arena Gridiron on X. This is from them. Check this out. And so look what Richie Incognito had to say about the Raiders, Chip Kelly, and the running game.
Offense is not translating to the NFL. It is a complete mess. We have a workhorse in Ashton Genty, need to feed him the ball. Everyone's saying, well, the offensive line is bad up front. To get the offensive line in the game, you have to run the ball. You have to go downhill at these guys. You have to dictate the tempo of the game. If you have guys backing up and you're dropping back 35, 40 times with Geno Smith, it's not going to work. And Chip, in his infinite wisdom, thinks that we cannot run the ball and still get play action to work. You were talking about it before. You have to threaten them a little bit with the run and get your play action going. We're running play action out of the shotgun. We're putting it in Geno's hands, and Geno is turning it over left and right. So I think Chip Kelly, his issue is he thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he's going to let you know that he's smarter than everybody. But in the NFL, there's a lot of smart guys, and there's a lot of great players. So this bullshit offense that he was running is not working. And Chip needs to look himself in the mirror and ask himself about the personnel decisions they've made, the offensive line that they've trotted out there. We have our right guard go down, a second-round pick, Jackson Powers-Johnson, and they're pulling him in and out of the lineup. He's our second-best offensive lineman next to Colton Miller. So a highly touted Oregon guy, right? Remington Award winner. This guy is the best center in the nation. He's a second-round pick. So let's put him at right guard and have him rotate with Alex Kappa, who is the worst pass-blocking guard in the NFL. Now, Jackson Powers goes down. What are we going to do? We're going to start 2 undrafted free agents, Will Putnam and Jordan Meredith, undersized guys, and we're not going to play our third-round picks. We have 2 third-round studs that we've had. So I'll wrap this up. I think there's a lot of funk around the Raiders organization right now, and those fingers need to be pointed at Chip Kelly. Because that defense is good enough for them to win. No run game, play action out of shotgun, running reverses and all this stuff. It's a mess.
Well, I think it's a lot of stuff that we've already known, but Richie Incognito, in his own special, unique way, put it all together. Offensive linemen want to go forward. They want to move forward because, look, when you're run blocking, I've talked about this before. When you're run blocking, you know where you're going. The defense has to react to you. So you're pushing forward. Offensive linemen want to move forward. When you're pass blocking, guess what? You're moving backwards, and the defensive line is moving forward. You don't know if there's a stunt or a twist or a game or a blitz, so you don't know where they're coming from. Let's hope that with Ole in there, he knows what Pete Carroll wants. He knows what kind of game he wants to play. Let's hope Ashton-Jeanty's perfectly fine. From all reports, he's going to be fine. He's going to be able to play in the game. But ultimately, it comes down to a few things. Whose decisions were the decisions to kind of mess with the offensive line? And are you trying to overthink things? Are you trying to overthink the room, or just put guys where they're supposed to be? Because ultimately, you have to be able to put players where they're going to be the best for the team, not the best for what you think. All right, guys, that's my time for today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. It's the next way to support the channel, and it's absolutely free. On top of that, we have the Shield Society. Shield Society is cool, man. It's $5 a month. It's a membership, and you get some freebies, you get some perks, and you want to do it, great. It's only $5 a month. I would appreciate it. If not, or you don't want to, that's fine too. I'll still give you a video every single day. And all I ask for in return is that you tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your mamas, tell everybody Raiders versus the world's the greatest thing going in Raider Nation today. All right, guys, that's my time. Till time, everybody. Hey, Raider Nation, thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button, drop a comment, make sure to subscribe, and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.